You're about to walk through a whole new door. You're about to walk through a whole new door, my gorgeous Aries, my beautiful Aries indeed. And what I find quite extraordinary at this moment in time is that you see the opportunity that you're actually going to have in May. It's going to happen and it's going to manifest when you least expected. And I will find that absolutely fascinating because it is to do with what you wanted to do, and it is to do with your personal progress, and it's also to do with things that have been happening around that may have influenced your current process. So this is going to be very important because this is going to happen unexpectedly, and most certainly it is going to inspire you when you need it the most. Okay, and it's a lot to do with the new beginning, and it's a lot to do with the actual opportunity, but most certainly at the same time you are going to have a really bizarre, really strange moment this May, my gorgeous Aries, and it's to do with your own enlightenment. It's so important to say this because, you know, when it comes to the actual numerology, your number this month, it's actually number 1. Number 1 is a very powerful number, and it's also bringing you the whole new strength, and I'm very excited about it. Even when I speak now, even when I talk about it, as soon as I kind of like feel this energy, feel this dimension, I know how important this is going to be to you, my gorgeous Aries. One thing will go and another thing will come instead. And it will be absolutely important and very significant for you and for your own personal process. May will be the actual month when you're going to gain a very important strength. The strength that I'm talking about, it's a lot to do with your own energy, and it's a lot to do with your own vibration. It's a lot to do with your own power. At the same time, this is going to bring you the actual focus, and this is just going to become an absolutely remarkable driving force when it comes to you, my gorgeous Aries, because this is all about your own determination, but it's also finding the enjoyment in like a really bizarre and really strange situations, you know, it's a really bizarre and strange dimension that you're going to find yourself in the actual May. But I really like it because it's going to be turned around really nicely, and I am talking about a very important beginning, okay, and it's to do with you making this quite significant decision, and this is all going to come when you least expected. Most certainly it is going to mark the return of your own energy, you know, the return of your own activity, the return of your own determination. This is very important because it's so much so to do with your own karma, with your own experience, with your own needs, with things that you want to do in life, you know, but most certainly at the same time it's going to be very important when it comes to the actual idea. It's so good because you're going to recognize something very important about yourself, and I like this, and that in itself is going to start a certain process. That in itself is going to start certain energy. On another hand, it is going to start a process, as a slight process of introspection at the same time, but also an important challenging situation is going to arise where you are going to be needing to kind of like throw yourself in it, you know, in such a sense, like if you don't jump in the water, you're never going to learn how to swim as well. And this is very important to say because there will be challenging situation you are going to have, okay, and this is going to happen on the 13th of May. Okay, on the 13th of May, you're going to have a rather challenging situation, and this is very important to say that you just need to trust yourself. There are going to be elements of unknown, there are going to be elements of uncertainty, there are going to be certain elements of little fear, but then at the same time, you just have to trust yourself because you're going to be absolutely fine, because on another hand, the 13th of May, it's also marking an important door that you are about to enter, an important important door that you're about to go through. And it's important because it's you coming to terms with certain changes, but also coming, you know, to terms with certain opportunities and realizations are also just going to become absolutely magnified around you at the same time. This is what it means going through this door, because by the time you get to the actual end of May, you know, it is going to be quiet, really nice actually, but I am going to come to that at the end of this reading. But now, as I said, the actual 13th of May, I just need you to be prepared. Both 13th and the 14th of May are going to be equally important for you to just remember that there will be some kind of challenging situation, and it's going to require from you to have a certain competition, but that in itself, it's going to have elements of unknown, which is what I already said. So you just need to keep going and keep going and keep going and just stay committed to the task at hand. Now, my gorgeous Aries, is more important than any time to stay committed to the task at hand, in particular when it comes to the 13th of actual May, because this at the same time is going to start the process of your own transformation. You know, little caterpillar you're going to be behind before that moment in time, and then on the 13th and after that you are going to become a gorgeous butterfly. And this is why I say it's important to actually go through this. Look at this card that I took out. At the same time, look at this, at the same time, my gorgeous Aries, you see this devilish little person. 13th and 14th of May, it's also going to make you realize something huge. You're going to realize something massive. You're going to realize something enormous. You're going to realize something absolutely mind-blowing, and it's going to surprise you in a way, but most certainly it's going to set on the right way. It's going to set on the right journey, because certain things are going to start making sense, and that in itself is going to enlighten you, and it's going to provide you with an option and direction that you wouldn't normally have. Okay, so this is an important moment in time when it comes to the actual focus, but you are going to find out something quite not really nice, something quite devilish, you know, something not really nice, which is involving one person and more than one person at the same time. But as well, it's going to be very important for you when it comes to your own personal activation, because this is at the same time going to start and mark a new starting point. You are going to manage to escape this devilish person, so this is going to work out quite well for you. So most certainly it is all about going over that, and it's all about trusting yourself, and it's all about believing in yourself at the same time, and also it's just literally about the actual common sense. You need to understand that at the same time, as more creative you are, the more powerful you're actually going to be. And if you know, you may have a little distractions at the same time, but this is nothing unusual. It happens very much often when we are just really changing energies so rapidly, and when we have been like the part of the energy, the part of the scheme, the part of the bizarre, quite strange energy that was draining our energy quite a lot. So now at around the 13th of May, on the 13th of May, is the process, your own personal process of your own transformation is going to take place. And it's important because it's going to feel like quite optimistic, and it's going to feel quite good, and it's going to feel like, oh yes, you know, it's brilliant. And this is nothing unusual, because the whole new harmonious energy is going to come through, and it's going to shower you with this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful feeling, which is at the same time going to raise your energy. And pretty much so, this was needed quite a lot. So it is going to be really nice, and your eyes are going to be wide open. You will see what I mean by your eyes having wide open, my gorgeous Aries, on the 13th and the 14th of May, because you will see something, and that is just not going to go out of your mind, and that is just going to be something that is just going to stay engraved in you, within you. It's an important moment in time. What you are going to see, it's at the same time going to inspire you. It's at the same time going to give you an idea. It's at the same time going to be absolutely important for your own personal radiance, because you're going to discover something quite significant about yourself at the same time. So it's very, very important for you to remember just to keep on top of things and be as open-minded as you can, because things are about to start changing for you rather nicely, my gorgeous Aries. Although, you know, the first couple of weeks, you know, especially the first 10 days of May are indeed going to be quite heavy, but then again, it doesn't matter. You see, just remember, Aries, if the energy is really heavy and it's making making you really tired, you know. The heavier the energy is, the better it's going to be later on. This is how it works. It's the actual energy. It's very important to say this, that karmically this is going to create a new starting point for you at the same time. So it is quite important to say that very, very good thing. It's also going to happen to someone who means to you so much, somebody very important to you in your life. It's at the same time, at around the same moment, 13th and 14th of May. It's going to tell you something. That person, perhaps you were worrying, perhaps you were uncertain, perhaps you didn't see someone in a long time. So there is going to be a really good moment and the news when it comes to some kind of reconnection as well. An important message you're also going to get at around this time. This is nothing unusual to actually have few things happening purely because the energy was very heavy prior to this moment in time. So this is going to be quite important. So just remember, my gorgeous Aries, if you feel a little bit drained at the beginning of May, if you feel a little bit tired, if you feel a little bit like you know, that part of the different dimension, this is nothing unusual. It's just important to stay on top of the things and remember, as weird as things are, the better they're going to be later on. As bizarre things are, the more significant they're going to be later on. So that's why I'm saying it's just about this, you know, this particular balance that is about to return. But before that happens, you know, it needs to get a little bit worse in order to get better, you know. But most certainly this is all about this wonderful harmonious energy which is about to enter your sign, and I think it's absolutely brilliant indeed. Okay, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Aries, and it's for May 2020. So it's for you, my beautiful Aries, and it's for May 2020. I really want to say with this number one, you know, you are really going to be surprised, and also you're going to be surprised the way things are going to turn out. And having number one in numerology as your number throughout the months, my lord, not only you will have the opportunities. Look, I know you're going to say like, oh yeah, which opportunities? Oh my god, no, there are no opportunities. No baby, no. No baby, no. They're the opportunities when you even like don't think that there can be any opportunities. There is always some kind of opportunity in something. There is always some kind of opportunity in every type of situation. So it's very important to not to lock your doors around you by thinking negatively, because it's a lot in the power of our mind, and it's all up to us the way we are going to make the situation for us to work the best. So most certainly you are going to have a wonderful turnaround indeed, and it is number one. It's a very solid number. It's a very powerful number when it comes to numerology, and I know that this is going to be something that is just going to be remarkable for you, not only when it comes to like you coming out of yourself, but it's also at the same time going to start the process. It's going to start the idea. It's going to all be very important indeed, in particular when it comes to about August 2020. August 2020 is going to have a direct connection with the actual May 2020. So you are most certainly going to start some absolutely vavavoomish, mind-blowing process, and I really like it. I really like it because you're going to start feeling it again. You know, you're going to start feeling yourself again. And the whole new passion, my gorgeous Aries, the whole new passion is going to be born. This passion is very important because it's just going to make you feel like a very much so many ideas and some ideas that you're going to have this month that are really going to make you feel like a little bit, oh God, you know, that's weird, I've got this idea. But then no baby, no, nothing is weird. You just go for it and go for it and go for it, because there are going to be lots of things throughout the month that you're actually going to have that is going to surprise you indeed, and it's going to surprise you in such a way what you feel kind of drawn towards to. It's wonderful because you're going to be very explorative this month, and you are going to learn a lot about yourself. This is what number one is. It's just so much to do with you learning something absolutely superb about yourself when it comes to your power. when it comes to your wiseness, when it comes to your strength, you know, when it comes to your focus, you know, when it comes to your personal radiance, this is all going to be very much so highlighted here indeed. On another hand, there is going to be the return of the unfinished business. So something, my gorgeous Aries, that you have been focusing on in the last 6 months maybe didn't work out as quick as you wanted, maybe didn't go towards the stage that you wanted to go towards, maybe didn't go as far as you wanted it to go to, but most certainly it is going to be some kind of unfinished business that you started. Whether you started this in your mind, my gorgeous Aries, it doesn't matter. Whether you started this process already, it doesn't matter. Whether you were hoping to do something but then you just stopped because maybe certain things changed and it wasn't the right time, it still doesn't matter. The bottom line is, my gorgeous Bambinis, Aries, is the fact that it's to do with an unfinished business. Not only unfinished business, but babies, this is important. What I'm trying to say, it's to do with the actual success. The bottom line is, it's not about the unfinished business. Unfinished business, it sounds so bland, but it's to do with the actual success that is pretty much heavy, and it's connected to this particular situation. It's very important to say that this is the certain person is also going to play an important role. Certain person is also going to play an important part, because it's gonna, like, kind of timing wise, you will know when this is going to happen, when it comes to this particular person. And that, my babies, it's also going to, without you even realizing, it's going to start a certain process, and it's all about the vision that you're going to have. It's going to be about the fact that you're actually going to have a little hermit moment. It's an important moment in time, especially when we are going through all these heavy energies. You know, lately it hasn't been like, oh my god, people were feeling like super excited, you know. It's about a quite lethargic feeling, and it's quite about heavy energy. So it's quite, you know, to have a hermit moment, and this moment in time you kind of just you go even deeper, you know, into this level, you know, you go even deeper into this energy, which on another hand really penetrates your mind as deep as deep it can possibly be. As deeper it is, the better it is. So something is going to be really self-illuminated as well for you, my gorgeous Aries. It's like, in particular, you're gonna like come to terms with the fact, like, okay, you know, what was really bringing you down, what was restraining you, what was making you feel unhappy without you even realizing. So if we didn't go through things that we have gone through, if we didn't kind of have a slight change of our direction, not necessarily change of direction, but the change of our mind when it comes to the future planning. So now this is going to make sense, because it is going to work out quite wonderful for you, because not only you're going to have a really important moment, you will know what to do, but you're going to realize what was actually making you really unhappy. So out of the darkness, there's going to be an amazing, enormous light that is going to come, which is going to be very important, because it's all about your life, it's all about your quality of life, it's all about your happiness, but it's also karmically, very important moment karmically, when you're going to realize, ooh la la, my baby, something came to an end. So it's important to cut it down, cut it out, because karmically it came to an end. So your spiritual journey with that particular part of your life is finished. So until you realize yourself, it's up to you when you're going to realize this yourself. Until you realize this yourself, it's just going to create like a karmic baggage. So that's what's important moment to realize this, cut it out, change it, and move on. Very, very important moment in time, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. Okay, when it comes to your health, before I do this, I just have a very strong feeling that I need to do this, okay? I need to shuffle this oracle deck, and I need to take one card out. I really need to do this, okay? Sorry, I just go off. You know me. The sound of silence. Gateway. Na 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 na. Look at this gateway, my gorgeous Aries, which means that the difficult time, if you felt heavy, if you felt negative, if you felt uncertain, maybe you didn't, maybe you felt completely fine, but I'm just saying that this is just going to bring you such a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. You know, the end of the tunnel, the end of the problem, the end of the bad situation, the end of the annoying situation, the end of the really bizarre part of your life that was affecting you without you even realizing. An important spiritual gateway, my gorgeous Aries, which means that we are getting very close to an important moment, an important stage which is about to become very big in your life when it comes to your own release, your own power, your own strength, your own focus shall most certainly return by the end of May indeed, because you are having a very, very special moment, very special gateway about to manifest in your life. This is going to be big. This is going to be important, my gorgeous Aries. You need to remember one thing: stay positive, because throughout this month the things are going to be like really like kind of a lot is going to be happening without you even realizing. So it's going to be draining a little bit of your attention and a little bit of your energy, and all you need to do is just keep going, keep focusing to the task at hand by thinking and by focusing and by going. And even if you feel drained, if you don't feel easy, if you don't feel like kind of too excited, if you don't feel too energetic, all you need to do, my gorgeous baby, is just keep going and keep going and keep going. The power of your mind is at the same time going to heal you. The power of your mind is at the same time going to help you. The power of your mind is at the same time going to protect you. And the way you expand your power of your mind and enhance it within yourself is just keep going and keep doing the exact things that you are doing, you know, without being too affected by things around you. And this is going to provide you with an amazing and rather important and very significant gateway, my gorgeous Aries, by the end of this month, which is going to be May 2020. Na 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 candlelit. Okay, so basically, yeah, so that's really good. On another hand, my gorgeous Aries, you know, I want to say to you, when it comes to your health, it's rather important, you know. It's a bit of a cold and flu symptom, something like we need to protect ourselves. So I have to say the same thing that I've said for quite a long time now. It's very important to take organic acerola cherry powder. You take 1 little teaspoon in the morning, my babies, and you drink it, and you 1 little teaspoon you take in the evening before you go to sleep. That way you just you give to yourself a certain amount of vitamin C, which is just going to rejuvenate you like there is no tomorrow, but it's also going to protect you against cold and flu. Another thing I want to say to you, it's actually to get the vitamin D, a natural vitamin D supplement, which is going to help to boost your immune system, and it's good for your bones. And also zinc, natural zinc, is rather important to take at this moment in time. On another hand, one more thing to take would be the actual organic spirulina. Organic spirulina is an important supplement for you to take, in particular if you want a little bit of rejuvenation, if you want like a little bit of energy. I find spirulina absolutely remarkable. You know, spirulina, I always recommend to get organic, natural, without any added ingredients or anything like that. And I would highly suggest to get spirulina from Hawaii. Okay. On another hand, what else I was going to say is just when it comes to gums, your gums are going to be also rather sensitive. So just make sure that you avoid a fluoride toothpaste, avoid fluoride mouthwash, because it's not good for you with the actual fluoride. So you try to have it without fluoride. Mouthwash with aloe vera and tea tree, and the toothpaste with aloe vera and tea tree would be also quite good when it comes to your gums. and inside your mouth. But on another hand, as I said, organic vitamin C and organic acerola cherry powder, it's actually going to help you with your gum healing at the same time. So, and also, sorry, I'm saying like millions of things, sorry, the sound of silence, and sorry, and also like when it comes to your underarms, if you're using deodorant with aluminum, you need to immediately stop and try to get the natural deodorant without aluminum. I know it sounds crazy, I know it sounds bizarre, but you are going to be very sensitive to aluminum throughout the actual May. So try to avoid deodorants with unnecessary aluminum. It's ridiculous what they do. Aluminum is just like block your pores. I said this millions of times. Come on, it's abnormal, it's not natural. So just get like a natural deodorant without aluminum. They're just as good because you're going to be sensitive to aluminum. One more thing, it's also a little bit like maybe your hips are going to be a little bit sensitive and your back is going to be a little bit sensitive. So it's just basically make sure to try to, if you can sleep on your side as well, and if you can get nice good quality big pillow and put it in between your legs as well, that way your lower back is going to rest in a way it wouldn't normally rest. But it's very important when it comes to feeling good and when it comes to like doing something good for your back as well, and nice gentle exercises, and to make sure that you sit in the correct way also, it's rather important. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, you just need to check with your GP whether you can take those supplements that I mentioned to you or not. So you need to check with them if you're on any other medications, so if you're pregnant, of course. Okay, so now basically my gorgeous Aries, I'm just going to start with the first date. You see, the first date that is going to be quite important for you, it's going to be on the 4th of May. Now the 4th of May is just going to be really significant because it's just going to kind of like this day, it's going to be really different because like you're just going to wake up in the morning and then something is going to be on your mind, and that this is going to surprise you, but it's also going to be clear indication what you need to do. And it's a lot to do with the coming to terms with an important, something really important, you know, but it's to do with your own knowledge. And it's also very important when it comes to imbalance and the certain commitments as well. But it's just basically coming to terms with this, but it's important to do this because it's going to be very clever for you to take this route or to take this direction. You're not going to do anything different or anything strange, but this is just the beginning, but a very important beginning of your own personal revolution. But it just happens when you least expect it. You know, this is what I said, you know, don't forget, don't try to not to get too affected by things around you, because this is exactly what is going to happen. An important situation is going to happen like this, where you're gonna make a decision, but most certainly it's going to be good, and it's going to be towards your own personal safety, personal security, and also is to do with prosperity and well-being at the same time. It is going to be a bit of a situation that you're going to have on the 4th of May, where you're going to be like, oh no, you're going to feel a little bit maybe sad, and you're going to feel a little bit like maybe like you know, disappointed, because you know you're just going to kind of maybe you're not going to be too ecstatic with a certain beginning and the creativity, something that you started that was affected in the process, so it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to turn out because it kind of slowed you down. But then it doesn't matter, because that at the same time it's going to be like a blessing, because without you even realizing, the 5th of May it's going to be just as important, because the 5th of May is going to be the continuation of the 4th of May when it comes to the actual creativity, when it comes to the new beginning, and when it comes to some kind of invention, you know. This is important because it's to do with the gain, but also the beginning of a very, very meaningful experience. My gorgeous Aries, you know what? The 5th of May will be a very important for you when it comes to a very, very meaningful experience. Indeed, very, very meaningful experience. And I mean by that the fact that it's almost going to feel like some kind of adventure, because it's going to be a little bit different, but most certainly it's to do with the departure, most certainly it's to do with the next level, most certainly it's to do with the actual peace, harmony, but also even more importantly it's about the advancement. It has got the elements of unknown, but it's going to feel really good, and it's going to be really important at the same same time. I really feel like I need to take an oracle card out again, and this is for the 5th of May as well. I just really feel like I need to take this oracle card out again. And look, you see, you need to be very open. You see openness, and it means like an open-minded. You see, this is where your open-mindedness, but also in combination with your intelligence, my gorgeous Aries, and your beauty, where all this is actually going to take you. You know, very important, because you will see that you have done a full circle. But it's important because beyond that is going to be something quite significant, which is going to be waiting for you as well. So this is why I say this is going to be quite good. Look at this, an adventure. You see what I just said? An adventure. That's little Orakina, Tarokina Cardina oracle card. It's letting you know exactly the same thing that I've just said to you. It's confirming about the actual adventure. This is important. Remember to be open-minded. Something that's really strange and bizarre, you're going to find very interesting and very unusual. It's something that's very unusual. You're going to find very interesting indeed. But this is all part of it. This is all part of you. This is all part of your new dimension, you see. And also, look, you had patience. My gorgeous Aries, your patience is about to be rewarded. Indeed. Okay, so now the next date, but I was going to also say to you that actually, you see, I highly recommend you to get, this is a must for you as well. It's about your spiritual growth. It's about your spiritual progress. It's about making the right decisions. It's about being very passionate, but it's also about being very strong and not allowing any negativity, maybe from somewhere else or from someone else or from outside, to affect you in any way. You're very powerful. You're one of the most powerful signs, my gorgeous Aries, when it comes to you just keep going and you being successful and you being very driven, most certainly. So now you're going to be like my little warrior indeed, you know, because like a little warrior that is actually becoming very much so, that is getting to a very important stage, important moment in your life where you're going to get your reward, you know. The more worried you were, the bigger reward is actually going to be. I know it's weird, but it's most certainly true. So I highly recommend you to get a Moldavite, because you're going to need it for the protection, for the personal growth, for the grounding, for your own spirituality, but also when it comes to communication. Communication is going to be very important for you throughout this month. Same for June, okay? Very important. What I mean by communication is that there are going to be a couple of quite significant people that are going to cross your path this month, okay? And they are going to be crucial for you making a couple of decisions that are going to be life-changing later on. So that's why I'm saying that the Moldavite is absolutely superb when it comes to like us feeling like uncertain, like especially if we're a little bit nervous and don't know what to say. So it's absolutely crucial for the communication flow. Absolutely remarkable crystal to get, okay? This comes like wrapped in the sterling silver like a wire, and it comes with a sterling silver chain. And to buy this, the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. I have to say this, but this is quite important to actually get. The second important date is going to be on the 17th of May, 1/7. Now, the 17th of May is just like, wow, it's the certain accomplishment that you've done. It's going to be very highlighted to you. That the accomplishment, an important accomplishment, will be highlighted to you. And this is also going to happen at the right moment, at the right time. Perhaps maybe you were just worrying about something, or you were uncertain, or you just thought that you're not going anywhere. But most certainly an accomplishment, it will be very important on this day. And that is going to give you such a beautiful power. That is going to refresh you. That is going to regenerate you. This is a very important day as well, but most certainly it's to do with the confidence, the return of confidence, and also at the same time an important influence is going to take place. Someone who knows you really well is going to confirm something to you which was creating, you know, the confusion in your life. It's important because this is when the stability, you know, this is when you're going to feel grounded. This is when you're going to feel your legs on the ground, very, very firmly indeed. So maybe you were like a floating up to this moment, up prior to this moment, because you were affected by the things around you, which is nothing unusual. We're all human, but at the same time, it's important to say that this is the time of stability when it comes to your own personal security, realization, and it's the moment like, oh, thank God. This is exactly how you're going to feel, because it was connected to the past 10 weeks. The past 10 weeks you had like an overburdened feeling, maybe. The past 10 weeks you had like a little bit of pressure, like and that created certain problems. So now this stability, it's also going to prove to you, thank you Lord, that the actual problems are soon to be resolved. But that is at least some kind of indication that you are going to have that you didn't have before. And I repeat, is to do with the past 10 weeks of excessive pressure that you have felt. So this is all going to be connected. So now this is going to be quite interesting, because this was causing you certain difficulties, but most certainly it's all about the actual security, safety, family matters. You know, this is all going to be very important day when it comes to all this, which is going to lead towards the very, very important motivation, which is also going to take place. You see, I also again need to take a card out. An important motivation, my gorgeous. Ooh, you see, it just, there you go. An important motivation that is going to come through a little bit of like a moment when you are by yourself, you know, by yourself. Also, this means that it's going to be important. This is the quite important time to actually try to meditate on this day. Go and ground yourself, my gorgeous Aries. If you can go outside, you know, if you can touch the ground with your hands and stay like that, and just imagine beautiful white light going through you, going through your hands, going into the ground, you know, rejuvenating you. Rejuvenating ground. At the same time, you're just giving power. You're borrowing a power from each other, but you're rejuvenating yourself at the same time. Also very important to be by the water. Very, very spiritual. Or you can just meditate if you want to meditate at home, but something very remarkable is going to happen to you when you're meditating or while you're grounding yourself. And information is going to travel to you. That information is also going to help you with a certain passion, but also to recognize something very important which is coming, which is going to require from you to make certain changes. Okay. The next important day is going to be on the 26th of May, my gorgeous Aries. But before that, I would highly suggest you this baby. Look at these gorgeous babies. You see, you're going to have a very strong connection with your dreams. Your subconscious mind is going to be like very, very deep this month. You will see what I mean, because you're going to find like an excitement with things that you wouldn't normally find, but not necessarily, maybe like in unusual things, like a spooky things. This is going to interest you, but this is nothing unusual, because all parts of your dimensions within you are going to require from you to kind of reflect in a different way. So that's why just a lot is going to be happening. So, but then again, on the spiritual side, you know, a lot to take in. Labradorite is absolutely remarkable when it comes to remembering our dreams, and it's absolutely remarkable when it comes to the balance of our thoughts. I highly suggest you to have a Labradorite by your bed, you know, throughout May and June, and it's going to help you to dream, to be calm. It's going to protect you, but most importantly, it's going to help you to direct you, you know, towards your dreams. If you would like to get this Labradorite crystal, you can buy it from my site, and the link is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. 26th of May, I just like it because this is when things are going to be like bam, bam, bam. Really nice, swift change, my gorgeous Aries, and I like it, you know, sudden progress. Something is just going to start becoming like very much so, something is going to start changing, something is going to start happening, the things are going to start becoming quicker, the things are going to start becoming faster, the things are going to start becoming more busy at this moment in time, and I like it, you see. It's basically swift activity and sudden progress, you know, and I like this because it's to do with the movement, it's to do with the speed, speed. It's to do with making a quick decision, a very big decision you're going to make here, almost like if you're going to be rushed into something. But this is nothing bad, this is nothing negative, but most certainly you're going to feel like, you know, it's, oh my God, it happened so quick. But most certainly the right decision is going to be made anyway, so it doesn't matter. At the same time, an important message is also going to be delivered. At the same time, an important message is going to be delivered to you on the 26th of May, my gorgeous Aries, indeed. And the message is going to be very much so to do with the actual happiness, productiveness, you know, beauty, pleasure, and also when it most importantly, it's to do with an advantage, well-being, you know, and victory, you know, and the bottom line is the most bottomest of lines here is the fact that it's to do with the stability and difficulties slowly coming to an end. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. That's how you're gonna feel, my gorgeous Aries, and you will see exactly what I mean, because it's to do with something that you wanted, it's to do with something that you wished for, but most certainly it's also going to be a very wise time. 26th of May will, the whole day you will be very wise, you will be very psychic, you will be very open spiritually indeed, and you are most certainly going to make an important decision, you know, and this is going to be so good because it's going to help you to realize what part of your life was like a kind of a frequently too restrained when it comes to you. So this is also going to involve a change, but one step at a time. This is just going to be the beginning of a little seed that you're going to plant here at the same time. But however, it's going to be very, very good indeed, because it is just coming from the actual serene knowledge and the common sense. But most certainly the bottom line is to do with just like helping yourself and going on the next stage of your life by realizing how far you have come. So this is going to be brilliant indeed. Okay, so now my gorgeous Aries, basically the very first part of May, the very first week of May, I like it because, you know, you're gonna start feeling like this different dimension right from the very first of May indeed. You will be able to feel this different dimension, and I like it because it's going to feel quite refreshing, and it's going to feel like completely different to April, and you will see exactly what I mean. But it's good because it's at the same time going to bring you a crystal clear focus. You're gonna start feeling an honor. Something is gonna say something to you, like someone important in your life, like an important figure, like a leader or a manager or someone like important in your life. It could even be like a family member. It depends, you know, maybe you're retired, you know, it depends. But an important figure in your life, it's going to play like quite significant role when it comes to you feeling a great honor. And this is so good because this is going to mean to you so much. But even more importantly, it is just more going to be like time for you to kind of make a decision. You know, in the last 2 months you couldn't kind of go down that road, go down this road, but most certainly now you're going to make an important decision, and it's a lot kind of to do with you, and a little team of people, group of people are also going to be connected to this situation. But the bottom line is it's about practicality and security, and you will know that the worst is over. You will know, you will feel, this is how you're going to feel, like, oh, thank you, Lord, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. This is how you're going to feel like the worst is over. But this is going to be good because it's most certainly to do with the worries, what you were worrying about, your own security maybe, and power, and what is to come, you know. So now this is going to start making sense here, but it's going to look much better than what it looked in April. The second part of May is going to bring you great recognition, and I like it because you're gonna be able to see how clever you were. You acted in a very good way not that long ago, and you were very, very smart, very clever, very intelligent indeed, because that you outsmarted someone. So maybe somebody was like kind of like didn't have the best intention around you, and maybe someone wanted you to go towards a different path or a different journey. You didn't respond the way they wanted it, and now most certainly this is going to come back to you, and most certainly it's going to be fantastic recognition about yourself, but in a way that you protected yourself because you outsmarted someone. So very, very good, which on another hand, it's going to bring the problem at the end, a certain problem in your life. It's going to slowly start coming to an end, and you are going to reach an important conclusion, which is most certainly going to inspire you. It's going to bring all this wonderful energy in, and it will want to give you the reason to celebrate. It's also going to give you reason to be very artistic, you know, feeling. You will want to express yourself like how you wanted to express yourself a long time, but maybe you just didn't think it was the right time. So this is the time of really nice free spirit type of thing, you know, and it's the end of like disappointed or maybe a little bit of sadness, a little bit of depression that was going on, you know. This is all going to start slowly changing after this moment in time. An important choice you're going to make. There are two people going to be quite significant at the same time when you make an important choice, and you also need to remember that intuitively, by the time we get to the last part of May, intuitively you will be very powerful, intuitively you will be very strong, intuitively this will be a very significant time, and you need to remember your own reflection. It's going to be very important. Your own reflection is going to be very important, and the best way to get your own reflection, to respond to your own reflection, is to trust your own intuition. Your third psychic eye is going to be like, hello my darling, like huge. So that's why I'm saying that you need to trust your own intuition, because you see the last part of May, it's going to be so important. You know, what you felt powerless, my gorgeous Aries, the end of May is going to change. You know, what you felt powerless about, now there is going to be the moment of liberation, the moment of happiness, and also at the same time it's very good when it comes to the actual worry and loss that you had, you know, so far. This is going to kind of start looking good, because there is something very important going to be on horizon for you at the same time. Interestingly, there is going to be a very nostalgic feeling at the end of May, very nostalgic feeling to connect with the people in your life, or to reconnect with the people in your life, or with the family members. When you're thinking about this, something is going to happen, some kind of a very strong mind connection, mind-blowing connection. It's at the same time going to get you somewhere where you wouldn't normally get. You're going to be thinking about a certain stage and a certain point of your life, which is going to be very important, and something from your past, it's going to be highlighted here like there is no tomorrow. You will know exactly what the time it is, okay? You will know exactly what am I talking about. It's important because it's something from the past is going to be absolutely super relevant in order to bring you an insight with like a kind of a question that you are going to have at the end of May, and you are going to have a question, and it is going to be important, and it is going to be big, okay? Also, on another hand, just remember that there is going to be an important like apprenticeship moment as well. It's going to take place at the end of May indeed, but also it's all that synchronicity is going to come back, and one particular person is really going to be playing absolutely mind-blowing important role in your life when it comes to apprenticeship, but also when it comes to an opportunity, also when it comes to an offer, but also even most importantly, just remember to stay committed to the task at hand. This is more important than ever. Absolutely remarkable. The end of May, it's going to surprise you, because there is a new path going to be revealed to you. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, but it's only the first steps, you know, only the first step. Just remember, one step at a time. But something very important shall be revealed to you at the end of May, and it will be good, okay? It will be absolutely brilliant indeed. Okay, so now my gorgeous Aries, I'm going to take these cards and I'm going to shuffle, and I'm going to connect to those of you in relationship, you see. I like this. Three of Coins, you see, for the relationship, this is wonderful, because it looks like you really are gonna come to terms with something very important, but it's to do with your past, and it's to do with things that you started, and it's to do with things that you wanted to achieve, but maybe you just kind of didn't feel the full security in order to go for it. So this is gonna be the continuation of something very important, okay? So it's all about the new acquired security. It's a lot to do with the peace, tranquility, stability, and also rest after very difficult times. So this is going to be an important moment in time when it comes to the couples, when it comes to making an important decisions, when it comes to moving on with your life, and when it comes to making an important union as well. This is very important when it comes to the couples indeed. Something is going to happen when it comes to you both making an important decision, but also on another hand is to do with the justice. You're both going to benefit like there is no tomorrow from the moment of justice. You're going to hear about it and you're going to like it. It's going to put a big smile on your face, and that in itself is just going to change so much, because it's going to bring the whole new vibration and the whole new balance. And watch for the advice that you're both going to get at the same time. It will be quite interesting indeed. Okay, so now I'm going to shuffle these cards and I'm going to connect to those of you that are single and ready to mingy. Single and ready to mingy, my gorgeous Aries, and this is for May. Page of Swords. Now here we go. The May is going to be like all around the place, you see. The May will be quite interesting because it is just all going to be about you getting yourself back on track. This is an important moment in time. It is not going to be the person that you are going to meet this month, but look at this, how important this is going to be. When it comes to the actual certain apprenticeship, when it comes to the actual certain moment of you concentrating, when it comes to you actually staying committed to the task at hand, this is going to be a very important moment that you will go through. This is very difficult to explain, but at the same time your vibration is going to become very powerful when it comes to your emotions, when it comes to your love, when it comes to your love life. So this is the moment when you're going to start inviting someone very special in your life, into your life indeed. This person is about to walk into your life. Someone very special is about to walk into your life, my gorgeous Aries, but it's not going to happen this month. But the process that will happen and manifest this month, which will most certainly be an important and integral part of this situation when someone quite special is about to walk into your life indeed. And this is very interesting because it is just going to be connected to that particular situation. So if you're not working, if you're retired, it doesn't matter. It's just all about the ability to learn and ability to be focused. So if you're like retired, it's going to happen at the moment in time when you're learning something, you're focusing on a certain process, and that process, without even realizing how, when, why, it's going to put you in touch and connect you with someone very special. And this is the special person that I'm talking about. It's not going to happen in May, but the May is going to be absolutely crucial when it comes to this person walking into your life. Absolutely remarkable indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Aries, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing and light. Okay, my gorgeous Aries, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.